Hi guys, hallo Leute! Welcome back to another German session. Today I want to talk to you about adverbs of time. In German we call them Zeitadverbien. Okay? Zeitadverbien. There are quite a few we're going to have to go through today, but they're all quite important, so it would make sense for you to really memorize them, okay? Alright, I'll start with the first one. The first ones I'm going to talk to you about are related to the present tense, okay? So the first one is today, which in German is heute. Okay? Heute. Heute haben wir eine Besprechung. Heute haben wir eine Besprechung. We learned in one of my other lessons that heute can also be placed in the third position. Okay? It's an adverb of time, and adverbs of time are usually placed in the first or in the third position. Okay? So you could also be saying wir haben heute eine Besprechung. Wir haben heute eine Besprechung. Okay. The next one is immediately. In German we say sofort. Du musst sofort kommen. Du musst sofort kommen. Okay, you have to come immediately. All right. The next one is right now. In German we say gerade. Okay. Ich telefoniere gerade. Ich telefoniere gerade. Another important one is momentan, which means at the moment. Momentan. Momentan habe ich viel zu tun. Momentan habe ich viel zu tun. Okay. Now let's get to the adverbs of time that relate to the past, okay? There are quite a few as well. The first one would be gestern. Okay, which means yesterday. Gestern. Gestern bin ich in Berlin gewesen. Gestern bin ich in Berlin gewesen. Or we can also say, ich bin gestern in Berlin gewesen. Ich bin gestern in Berlin gewesen. Okay? Next one is früher, which means earlier or in the past. Okay? Früher war alles besser. Früher war alles besser. Okay. The next one is vorhin, which means, or which translates to a little while ago. So vorhin, I would say that means maybe like an hour or 2 hours ago. Okay. Vorhin habe ich meine Wohnung geputzt. Vorhin habe ich meine Wohnung geputzt. Or you can say, ich habe vorhin meine Wohnung geputzt. Ich habe vorhin meine Wohnung geputzt. Neulich, which means recently. Neulich ist er mir am Bahnhof begegnet. Neulich ist er mir am Bahnhof begegnet. Or you can say, er ist mir neulich am Bahnhof begegnet. Er ist mir neulich am Bahnhof begegnet. Now you notice that in the second sentence I just gave you, neulich is not in the third, but it's in the fourth position. This is an important piece of information because I'm using a dative pronoun, mir. And I have to place the dative pronoun mir in the third position. So basically the adverb of time scoots into the fourth position. So whenever you have a dative pronoun or an accusative pronoun or another pronoun that you need to place there, like a relative pronoun, the adverb of time scoots into the fourth position, okay? The next one would be damals, which means back then, okay? Or, you know, back then when we were little, something like that. So, damals waren wir beste Freunde. Damals waren wir beste Freunde. The next one is eben, which means it basically translates to just. So I just saw him, or I just did this, I just did that, okay? So you could be saying, eben habe ich ihn in der Kantine gesehen. Eben habe ich ihn in der Kantine gesehen. Or you could say, ich habe ihn eben in der Kantine gesehen. Ich habe ihn eben in der Kantine gesehen. Now, in this sentence, as I just explained to you, we have a pronoun. This time it's an accusative pronoun, and it's placed in the third position. So the adverb of time scoots into the fourth position. Okay? Okay, now I want to talk to you about the adverbs of time that relate to the future. Okay? And one of the most important ones is tomorrow, which is morgen. Okay? Morgen fliege ich nach Moskau. Morgen fliege ich nach Moskau. Or you can say, ich fliege morgen nach Moskau. Ich fliege morgen nach Moskau. So you get the idea, right? You get the idea of where we have to place the adverb of time in a sentence. So I'm not gonna keep on telling you the two versions of a sentence because I think by now you've understood how that works, okay? So I'm just gonna give you one example from now on, okay? The next one is soon, which in German is bald. Bald, okay? Ich kündige bald. Ich kündige bald. Which basically means I'm gonna give notice soon, or I'm gonna quit my job. Usually kündigen, it relates to cancel, or it relates to a contract or a job. So if you say ich kündige bald, it's pretty sure that you're gonna be talking about some sort of contract, okay? Okay, the next one also means soon, and in German it's demnächst. Demnächst, okay? Demnächst fusioniert unsere Firma. Demnächst fusioniert unsere Firma. Okay? Alright, the next one is nachher. Nachher. Or a synonym would be später. Okay? Später. Nachher komme ich zu dir. Or you can say, später komme ich zu dir. Okay? Alright, I also want to teach you some adverbs of time that relate to actions that happen regularly, okay? And there are quite a few. So let's get started with that. The first one is oft, or häufig. They're also synonyms. They're used in exactly the same way, okay? So you can say, ich spiele häufig Tennis. Ich spiele häufig Tennis. Or you can say, kommt oft zu spät. Kommt oft zu spät. Okay, the next one would be abends. Okay, now abends means in the evening. Basically, it means every evening. Okay, you can make an adverb out of all the other times of the day as well. So you can say nachmittags, morgens, mittags, nachts. Okay, so that works for all of those different times of the day. Okay, so you could say abends möchte ich mich entspannen. Abends möchte ich mich entspannen. Okay, the next one is meistens, which means most of the time. Meistens. Okay, meistens kommt pünktlich. Meistens kommt pünktlich. Okay. The next one is fast immer. So you can even combine two adverbs, okay? Fast immer, almost always. Okay. Kommt fast immer zu spät. Kommt fast immer zu spät. Okay. Täglich, which means daily, okay? Besucht sie täglich. Besucht sie täglich. Okay. And then we have manchmal, which means sometimes, okay? Manchmal ist mir langweilig. Manchmal ist mir langweilig. The next one is tagsüber, which means during the day, okay? Tagsüber. Tagsüber schlafen Hamster. Tagsüber schlafen Hamster. Okay? And then we have gelegentlich, which means on occasion. Gelegentlich. Okay? Gelegentlich stürzt mein Computer ab. Gelegentlich stürzt mein Computer ab. And then we have kaum, which means hardly, another important one. Okay? Der neue Mitarbeiter macht kaum Fehler. Der neue Mitarbeiter macht kaum Fehler. And then we have ab und zu, which means now and then. Ab und zu. Ab und zu lese ich ein Buch. Ab und zu lese ich ein Buch. Okay? And then we have wieder, which means again, or it's also often used in the sense of back, like to come back. Okay? So you could say, ich komme wieder. I'm coming back. Ich komme wieder. Or if you want to use it in the sense of again, you could ask, musst du wieder lange arbeiten? Musst du wieder lange arbeiten? Do you have to work late again or long? We say long, but in German, in English, you would be saying late. Okay, so musst du wieder lange arbeiten? And another one, noch nie. So if you say you have never done something, you would say in German noch nie. Okay, Still never. It doesn't make sense in English, but this is how we say it in German. So you could be saying, ich war noch nie in Berlin. Okay? Ich war noch nie in Berlin. I've never been to Berlin. All right? Okay, I've covered some of the most important ones. There are many more adverbs that you will come across, but I think I've given you a basis with this video, and you know how to use them and where to position them. So this is actually really important. Thank you for joining me once again, okay? And I hope you learned some very important adverbs of time today. And I will see you next time. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!